A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame. Blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but a prating fool shall fall. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. He that winketh with the eye causeth sorrow, but a prating fool shall fall. That's twice. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins. In the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found. But a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding. Wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver. The heart of the wicked is little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. As the whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. As vinegar to the teeth and as smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him. The fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. The way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. The mouth of the just bring forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh frowardness. Let's get a better understanding of what we just heard. And this translation you can use today in today's dilemma that we all face. Give an ear. A wise son is a joy to his father, but a foolish son is a grief to his mother. No good comes from ill-gotten wealth. No good comes from ill-gotten wealth. But righteousness rescues from death. Yah, and that's not what they have here, does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. Idle hands bring poverty. Diligent hands bring wealth. A sensible person gathers in summer, but he who sleeps during harvest is an embarrassment. Blessings are for the head of the righteous, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. The memory of the righteous will be for a blessing. The memory of the righteous will be for a blessing. But the reputation of the wicked will rot. Wise-hearted people take orders. Ooh, listen, let me read that again. Wise-hearted people take orders. But a babbling fool will have trouble. He who walks purely walks securely, but he who walks in crooked ways will be found out. He who winks his eye instead of rebuking, he who winks his eye instead of rebuking causes pain. Don't always be in pursuit of peace. You want peace at what price? Goes back to being humble. See, a truly humble person, they will do what is necessary. They will do what needs to be done. Cut the head off a snake. Don't dawdle with it. Don't play with it. It's not playing with you. He who winks his eye instead of rebuking causes pain, yet a babbling fool will have trouble. The speech of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. Hate stirs up disputes. Hate stirs up disputes. But love covers all kinds of transgressions. But in that love, winking your eye instead of rebuking, you bring in pain. So your pursuit of peace, at what price do you want peace? And what kind of peace do you have? See, peace for somebody that's doing dirt, that's what they want. They don't want anybody talking. Just let me do what I do, and it's going to be all right. But a person with humility will say, hey, enough of that. Enough of that. You may not want to, and it may not even be in your nature. Some people don't like confrontation. But sometimes confrontation is necessary. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but y'all write down Proverbs 18:6. That was one of my favorite scriptures because it basically says, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his or her mouth calleth for strokes. Now, I'm going to give you the English translation because we speak English here. That means if you keep running your mouth, somebody going to hit you in it. Now I'm going to borrow something from preachers. I didn't say that. It's in the book. I'm getting off subject, but that's coming too. Listen to this. On the lips of the intelligent is found wisdom, but a stick is in store for the back of a fool. Wise people hide their knowledge, but when a fool speaks, ruin is imminent. That's why I told you, saints, consider the source, and I'm telling you again, consider the source. The wealth of the rich is his fortified city. The ruin of the poor is their poverty. The activity of the righteous is for life. The income of the wicked is for sin. He who observes discipline is on the way to life. But he who ignores correction, and they're being polite, they say, is making a mistake. Now that was real nice, because he knew this would be read in a church, to church folk. He who covers up hate has lips that lie. Let me read that again. He or she who covers up hate has lips that lie. And anyone who slanders is a fool. When words are many, sin is not lacking. So he who controls his speech is wise. The tongue of the righteous is like pure silver, but the mind of the wicked is worth little. But the mind of the wicked is worth little. It's worth something, but not much. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessings of Yah is what makes people rich, and he doesn't mix sorrow with it. And you know, saints, see, in this country, we think rich people are evil. Yeah. Oh, that's what, you know, we do. We think rich people are evil. Well, I'm here to tell you, not all rich people are evil. But I'm also here to tell you, not all middle class and poor people are righteous or virtuous or tell the truth, can be trusted. Listen to this. To a fool, vileness is like a gain, as is wisdom to a person of discernment. What a fool dreads will overtake him, but the righteous will be given his or her desire. When the storm has passed, the wicked are gone, but the righteous are firmly established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes is a lazy person to his employer. Let me read that again, because we got a lot of retired folk in here. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes is a lazy person to his employer. And just because you retired, you still got a job. And it's not necessarily what you spend most of your time doing, but we'll get into that a little later. The fear of Yah adds life, adds length to life. The fear of Yah adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. What the righteous hope for will end in joy. What the wicked expect will come to nothing. The way of Yah is a stronghold to the upright, but ruin to those who do evil. The righteous will never be moved. That was an old song they used to sing. Y'all remember that song, all y'all church folk. The righteous will never be moved, but the wicked will not remain in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is wanted, but the mouth of the wicked knows deceit. We're still dealing with family, friends, and fidelity. And I want to thank Robert. I don't know if he's still here. Elder Thompson. I think that's the way you church folks would prefer to hear some of your members called by their titles. So Elder Thompson, I want to thank you for standing in for me last week. In dealing with this family, friends, and fidelity, I had the unpleasant situation where I had to attend a funeral of one of my line brothers, and I didn't notice he was only a few weeks older than me. And he graduated a year before me. He was a smart fella. And the last staff meeting I attended, I told them, because Bob does a lot of stuff around here at the church, and he keeps a lot of the property cut, and when they put those notices on the door, he take them off and take care of whatever the city is complaining about. But Bob, on his job, he had contracted the virus, and he was going to see the other brother because we had all realized, hey, man, we need to spend more time with one another. But we didn't mean unto death, and it's all right. But the brother got it from Bob, and they both went to the hospital, and Bob made it out okay, and so did the other brother. He made it out okay, but about a week ago, he had underlying conditions also, and I want to say this publicly so that we don't make that mistake. Listen, again, I don't give a fig whether you think it's a hoax or whatever. I could care less. But to someone that has suffered loss, statistics about, the numbers are inflated, or it's really not taking people out, it's other things. Listen, it's playing a part. If it speeds up your demise, you are still dead. So I don't want to hear another person here quote some statistics that are not true, and Fox and some other people are being sued now for a bunch of misinformation. And I'm not here to jump on Fox because the other stations got their stuff too. And let me say this too, because you all are so, I'm in church. You all are naive about a lot of stuff. Now that's not bad. That's not a cuss word. But when you turn, and I don't care what station you listen to, and this includes what we call gospel stations too. Okay. Propaganda is everywhere. Propaganda is everywhere. Is his name Brett Baer? Lester Holt? They are news reporters. Sean Hannity, Joe Scarborough, even though he was a senator, those are opinion people. When you listen to them, and not all of those, listen, if the name of their show has their name in it, they are not news reporters. Lester Holt, it says NBC News with Lester Holt. If it says Fox News with, and then they give, that's the news reporter. But a lot of you think because they sit there and they got a suit on and they're looking like, they bring people on. Hey, he's reporting the news. She's reporting the news. No, they're giving their opinion. And Lou Dobbs now is being sued. And there's going to be some other stuff coming down. See, you can't just say what you want to say. That's why people don't want to be fact-checked. I wish all of us could be fact-checked. Every last one of us, starting in churches. Folks, wake up. We all been sold a bill of goods. Folks, wake up. Everything is not all right. And I got news for some of you. Unfortunately, some of y'all gonna be around here a long time. And you might outlive your retirement. Yeah. You better look over what you got. And if you've entrusted what you got to somebody else, not only look over what you got, but look over them while they looking over what you got. Wake up, people. The activity of the righteous is for life. Something else. I'm not against you studying. Study all you want, but listen. Get your rusty butt up and go for a walk. Do some exercise. Get moving. We're getting fatter and fatter back here because we're sitting on it too much. You want to live? Get up and move. The activity of the righteous is for life. Listen, there's so much stuff we could be doing that we don't do. We got the wrong idea about a lot of people. And now I'm talking to you non-immigrants. We have a different plight than immigrants that are in this country. You got a whole different deal. Pretty soon that moratorium on mortgages and stuff, that's going to go, and then guess what? You're going to have to pay your rent. And if you refinanced or you signed that moratorium paper and you didn't make sure that they put these months that you weren't paying at the end of your mortgage term, guess what? It's all going to be due when they lift that thing up. Folks, we need wisdom more than ever now. I mean, and you need it every day. Listen, take wisdom with you when you pray. Because a lot of the prayers we've been praying, well, you already know. You already know whether things have come to pass or not. You already know. I don't, Folks, we got to change. We got to change. Listen, more of the same stuff that we were doing is not for the future. You better learn how to adapt. Or you might as well go ahead and call your undertaker. You better learn how to adapt. You better learn how to change. You better learn how to move and think. You better learn how to pray and think. The things that you think aren't important, you better look at them. When I got there, Bob, the young lady that the brother was, we in church. The young lady that the brother was fellowshipping with, she called Bob, and Bob got there, and by the time Bob got there, the guys was working on him. He was down, laying down, and they weren't able to revive him. And, he took it hard because he feel like he killed him. I said, bro, no, man. No. I mean, man, all kind of stuff was coming. I mean, because all of us, we were thinking about, hey, man, that could have been me. And we know we're going to die one day. And all the guys talking about preaching this and preaching. I said, if y'all say one word about me being a preacher around his mama, I'm going to hit somebody. Because, I don't care for that kind of stuff. That don't mean the same thing to me that it does to most of you. I was just his fraternity brother. And let me tell you something, too, for all y'all church folks. Let me tell you something. This thing here is full of a whole lot of Greek stuff. Let me say that again. Your reference books, full of a whole lot of Greek stuff. Our own government, full of a whole lot of Greek stuff. So lay off of us fraternity people and sorority people. A lot of your religious organizations, full of Greek stuff. So when you talk about us, you're talking about yourself. He didn't tell us how sick he was. I said, man, that's the second time somebody knew they was going and what can you do? If they don't want to talk about it, that's their right. But I had them all at the house about 2 years back. And most of them came, but the other brother that was online with us, it was 3 of us. And all y'all know Ice Cream. Well, Ice Cream was able to find this brother because I hadn't heard from the brother since we left St. Paul. And I tried to find him when I was having this big thing at the house because, I was like, hey, man, and not just me, but they all felt like, hey, we're supposed to be brothers. And guess what, folks? It had nothing to do with the fraternity. What had happened was a real relationship had formed. We care about one another. And I was so glad, the guys came, and some of us hadn't seen one another in quite a while. And some of the guys brought other brothers from another chapter. I was like, well, really, this was just for the guys that was down at St. Paul. But, hey, a brother's a brother. Hey, come on in. Negro had to stay in one of my bedrooms, but, I had plenty, so he could stay. But you know what was something? That brother that came and stayed, about a month later, he passed. Not with, but he had and so the other guy said, man, he really enjoyed himself. And I didn't know him, But it was good that people that look like me, and we got some people that don't look like me in there now. It's changed a lot. And that's okay. And let me say this for your pastor. Before I crossed the sands, I said to the Most High, man, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't feel the same. But I said, but, they done beat my butt. I'm going to see this thing all the way through. And I know I broke their heart when I came home and I got them brands on my arm. So that's why you don't hear me talking about folks that got tattoos and stuff. I said, hey, I done made one dumb thing is just as dumb as the next thing. But I knew it was wrong when I did it. But when you're young, I'm going to blame it on youth. But I did stop no other brothers after I became Polemarch, which is like the president. I said, man, nobody else does this. And I showed them in the scriptures, why I was wrong. And they were, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, I ain't getting them off. I got them now. And the way they put them on, it was with a branding iron, just like a cow. And then, and see, the more studying I've been doing, I'm like, man, I got all this Greek stuff on me, man, golly. But I tell you, it's shocking what kind of influence they've had in this. It's shocking, and it'll make you angry. But getting back to Curtis, he knew he was leaving, and I guess when they let him out, he wrote everything out, and he gave it to his mother. And it was his mother, when Bob called her, she said he wants his line brothers there. And I've told you all, I've been a renegade, I've been a knucklehead a lot of my life. I'm one of the few guys that actually got kicked off line for fighting. I'm trying to join the organization, and I end up getting in a fight that didn't last long. I think I got in 3 licks, and before I know it, I had about 8 guys on me beating me. Because you're not supposed, you don't fight nobody back. But this guy just kept needling me. And I'm the type, I'll try, but you get to a point, and he was about this tall, this wide. I think I'm going to pick him up. That was the brother. I had moved back to your house, and this was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. He had gotten in some trouble, and he had called, and Mom answered the phone. She was not happy, and she was like, who would call you somebody's house this time of morning? And I got a kudos to your pastor, because y'all know how she can get wound up. Because she was thinking, I'm not going nowhere. Now, here, I'm a grown man, but I'm living in her house. But thankfully, your pastor said, Vernie, let him do what he got to do. That's what a humble man does. See, I had to do what I had to do. And so she stopped her talking, and I got up, got dressed, went down there, we took care of the thing. See, this thing about fraternities, I'm not abdicating that, but I will tell you, they have principles that the church could use. They have a code of conduct that the church family could use. But everything was handled exactly the way he wanted it. I found out he got 2 sons. I got to meet one of them. And the thing was, some of the guys that came were younger fellas. I didn't know they would even know who, and they came to me and they was like, oh man, I remember you, da, 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 da. And they was talking about something. I was like, what? I said, man, I've been gone from there so long. But he had time, he had everything written out, he knew what he wanted done, had all his affairs in order, and I said, man, that's what I'm talking about. See, we need more men that really have their stuff together. Those are the kind of brothers I want to spend some time with. I'm serious. And I don't mean that everything is perfect, but when it came time, he had everything in line. And the beautiful thing about it, he left something for Bob because he wanted Bob to know, brother, this had nothing to do with you. He had a relationship with the Most High. See, I mean, his pastor did pretty good. And you know, folks, value your relationships. That's wisdom. That's wisdom. If you claim people mean so much to you in your life, show it now. Show it now. And if you got some stuff you need to work out, work it out. Red and I got in a fight while we were online trying to get in. He was a big-time all-CIAA middle linebacker. And during football season, the head coach at St. Paul, he was a Kappa too. Several of the deans, they were Kappas too. So, well, nothing gonna happen to Red during football season because he needed his strength to put out there on the field. Well, we had to learn a skit, and I was tired because they wouldn't let us sleep. Now, you got to go to the library You had to study. Oh, yeah. Your average bet not go down. And I said, man, I just need an hour, man. I'm afraid. I mean, and when you don't sleep for days, you near crazy. And so I was laying on his sofa, and he kept pushing me. And I'm like, man, when are these people going to learn? And I mean, man, we in the house scuffling. Like I said, Red, big boy. But Dynamite small too. And I said, man, I told him, I said, I don't want his parents knowing none of that. They asked me to say a few words, and of course I said all the right things because my heart went out. I mean, no parent want to bury their children, none. Even those that gave them a lot of trouble, you talk about heart-wrenching. And we fooled them. They thought we were fine, upstanding men. I'm saying this, saints, because in the coming months, I hope all of you get your stimulus money. I really do. But please, be wise with it. Look, in the United States, because see, a lot of us, we think I know my rights. No, you don't. It's expensive to even be poor in the United States. So when you get your stimulus, I'm going to make a suggestion. I don't want to tell you what to do because I don't want the responsibility for your life. My responsibility is for my life. Now, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. If I see you doing something stupid, I'm going to try to pull you to the side. If you won't receive me, carry your stupid self on. Folks, our system, which is a capitalistic system, but it's a credit-based system. It's designed for you, if you get $100, it's designed for you to be able to spend up to about $120 on time. But you got to pay that back with interest. And I know old school used to say, pay cash for everything. Let me tell you something. That's not going to work either. This is why I'm telling you, wake up, folks. You got to change your whole way that you work. All of us going to have to do that. And if you don't, you're going to suffer for it. They're coming after Social Security. Now, a lot of us that are retired, we're looking for that Social Security check. And let me tell you something. The party that's always talking about America's becoming a socialist country, what do you think unemployment is? Along with Social Security. Now, of the three systems, I prefer capitalism because I got a chance, but guess what? An immigrant got a better chance than I do in a capitalistic society. Folks, we've been listening to people that we think have been talking to us for our best interests. No, man. No. You that are descendants of non-immigrants, your thinking need to be different. Wake up. He who covers up hate has lips that lie. People stand right there in your face and tell you, this is the best advice I can give you. No, it's not. when it comes to your finances, if you got a person that is handling your their financial advisor, if they are not a fiduciary, get rid of them and get somebody that's a fiduciary. What that means is they are going to present products to you that are in your best interest, not theirs where they get a commission off of what they get you to sign for. See, these are the things, folks, that you need to know about. And very few people are telling you because they are benefiting the same way. And that's going on in a lot of these churches. Giving a bunch of Mary had a little lamb scriptures, not preparing people for nothing. Teaching a whole lot of stuff that ain't worth 15 cents. I'm not going to do that. And don't forget, I said consider this source. That includes me. If you think I'm a nut, cut me off. You know, I won't even be offended if you get up and walk out. Your time is valuable. And me and nobody else got a right to tie up your time talking a bunch of foolishness. That's not going to help you or help your loved ones. The blessings of Yah is what makes people rich, and he doesn't mix sorrow with it. Now, we don't like that. We think, you know, because everybody talk about it's easier for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich one. That ain't even what it means. That's not even what it means. We got all kind of garbage out. And again, I don't know if Bill Gates has a relationship with the Most High now, but guess what? It ain't my business. But some of the garbage that I've heard spewed over the airways, like, oh, well, he wants to do this because he wants to track people. Man, I could get all the so-called leaders and get them all together worldwide, and they ain't gave a fifth of what this man has spent over in Africa getting people well, educating people. And you got some quacks around here talking about, you know, he's trying to control the world. People don't like rich people, and the fault is in them, not the rich people. Not everybody that is wealthy is crooked or evil. Consider the source again. Lou Dobbs, and he's not the only one. And Fox isn't the only one. Now, Fox is the only one that they say gave the conservative viewpoint. But I've heard some garbage on MSNBC too. I've heard some garbage on NPR, and I listen to that a lot because they talk a lot about business. And even the business channel, CNBC. Probably none of you all even noticed, but this big thing with GameStop. This thing with GameStop is where the little investor beat the big Wall Street boys, and then they got mad and they shut the whole thing down for a while, and you couldn't trade. And so the little guy was saying, well, wait a minute. I finally get in. I did what you did, and now you want to tell me I'm wrong. And now Janet Yellen, who already done got about $7 million from these people, now she got to make a ruling on this thing. See, folks, all of this kind of stuff is going on while y'all doing this. Wake up! Wake up! Stop it. Playtime is over. This isn't cute to do this anymore. Wake up! To a fool, vileness is like a game. Do you know some people are just that evil? When they can spread a lot of strife and stuff, they like that. They get off on it. It's like a drug. I'm gonna be obedient, Reg. I see. Folks, listen. I'm not. Consider the sowers. I'm not mad at anybody in here. I have a duty to love everybody in here. And I'm going to try to do my duty. Now, I don't like everything about everybody in here. But your quality of life is important enough to me that whether you think I'm a jackass or not, I'm going to try to tell you something that's going to help you. And there are too many people that you think have your best interest, and they don't. I don't want anything from you. And that even includes my father, my earthly father. I want a whole lot from my heavenly father. I mean that. Folks, you may think you don't have much. You wait till you don't have that. You're going to really holler then. Then he says here, what a fool dreads will overtake him, but the righteous will be given his or her desire. See, we gotta be right. We gotta be not only right, but we gotta be pure, even in our intent. See, because we've become skillful at deception. See, because all of us in here now, we know how to sit, we know how to look, we know how, yes, sir, man. You know, we know all of that. You learn how to say that, but is it really in you? Is it really in you? And you know when you find out whether it's in you or not in here, out there. That's where you find out who you really are. In here, we some of the best actors and actresses known to man. We, I didn't say you, we. One minute. Well, I got a minute. And it's 59, 58. We're going to give this over to the man of the hour. Emmanuel Worship Center's own Pastor Joseph P. Green. Will you come up and address your congregation? God bless you.